The Political Self and Being a Filipino. This is reported by Regine Valle, Kristen Marie Taneo, and Hannah Marie Mesias. Can you please read the lesson objectives? Thank you very much. That would be our lesson for today. So I hope you're listening and be with us at the end of this video. For our introduction, are you a Filipino? Can you define a Filipino? For our activity, can you answer this question? You know you're a Filipino if. So I will be the one to answer it first. So, you know you're a Filipino if nagbibring home galing sa handaan. So now, let's talk about the true Filipino. Under Section 1, Article 4 of the 1987 Constitution, you are a Filipino if you are citizen of the Philippines at the time of the adoption of this Constitution. And also, you are a Filipino if your father or mother are citizen of the Philippines. And those born before January 17, 1973 of Filipino mothers who elect Philippine citizenship upon the reaching age of majority. And last but not the least, those who are naturalized in accordance to the law. Filipino citizen by birth. So this is the citizen of the Philippines from birth without having to perform any act to acquire or perfect their Philippine citizenship. Jus sanguinis, this is the children should follow the citizenship of their parents by virtue of their blood relationship. And the other one is jus soli. This is a rule of law that a child's citizenship is determined by his or her place of birth. Filipino citizen by naturalization. It is the process by which a non-citizen can become a citizen after meeting specific legal requirements, such as residency, language proficiency, and passing a citizenship test. Foreign nationals may naturalize as Philippine citizens after meeting a minimum residence requirements, usually 10 years. Acquiring real estate, demonstrating proficiency in either English or Spanish, as well as a Philippine language, and fulfilling a good character requirement.
The concept of nationalism and the Filipino identity. Kaufman, 2013, argued that Filipinos have a relatively weak sense of nationalism, thereby resulting in a fragmented national identity. He explained certain factors that may contribute to this rather fragmented national identity. Si Kaufman ay nagpapahayag na ang mga Filipino ay may mahinang pagkakaisa bilang isang bansa, na nagreresulta sa isang mahinang pambansang identidad. Ang mga kadahilanan na ito ay kinabibilangan ng kolonyal na kasaysayan. Ang Pilipinas ay nakakaranas ng mahabang panahon ng kolonyalismo na nagdudulot ng pagkakalat ng kultura at pagkakaisa ng mga Filipino. Sa kabuuang mga dahilanan na ito ay nagpapakalat ng pambansang identidad ng mga Pilipino at nagdudulot ng kawalan ng pagkakaisa bilang isang bansa. Applying three known nationalism theories to the Philippine context. Gellner, 1983. Modernist approach, which suggests that the existence of a shared language is a unifying part of a culture strengthens a national identity. Ayon kay Gellner, ang pagkakaroon ng isang pinagsamang wika ng isang mahalagang bahagi ng pagbuo ng pambansang identidad. Ito ay nagpapakita ng pagkakaisa, komunikasyon, kultura, at pagkakakilanlan ng isang bansa. Halimbawa, sa Pilipinas, ang Filipino ang ginagamit bilang isang pambansang wika upang magkakaisa ang mga mamamayan at ipakita ang pagkakakilanlan ng bansa. Anthony Smith, 1998 to 2002. Ethno-symbolist approach. A name in a self-defined human community whose cultivate share myths, memories, symbols, values, and traditions. Ayon kay Anthony Smith, ang isang bansa ay isang pangalan at isang self-defined na komunidad ng mga tao na nagpapakultura ng mga pinagsamang alamat, alaala, simbolo, halaga at tradisyon. Halimbawa, sa Pilipinas, ang mga alamat tulad ng Lapu-Lapu at Jose Rizal ay nagpapakita ng kasaysayan at kultura ng bansa. Charles Tilly, 2005, and Andreas Wimmer, 2002. Sociological approach. Who possessed that national identity emerged from social interaction between governing elites and citizens where the former affords protection and security to the latter in exchange for government benefits. Ayon kay Tilly at Wimmer, ang pambansang identidad ay hindi lamang isang produkto ng mga institusyon o mga ideolohiya, kundi ito ay lumilitaw mula sa mga interaksyon sa pagitan ng mga tao at mga institusyon.
These nationalism theories in the Philippines context suggest that a unified sense of national identity also affects how a person perceives and creates his own identity. Nevertheless, we continue to identify ourselves as a Filipinos based on a shared language, no matter how diverse religion, culture, and history. Culture and Filipino identity. The Philippines is known for its vibrant culture and diverse ethnic heritage, resulting from centuries of trade, colonization, and migration. The Filipino identity has been shaped by various cultural influences. Dahil sa pagsakop ng iba't ibang bansa sa ating mga mamamayang Pilipino, tayo ay naimpluwensyahan ng iba't ibang kultura, kagawian at mga lingwahe. With such a uniquely constructed identity, it is essential to understand our rich and complex history in order to then appreciate and celebrate our country and its people. The set of values and beliefs, thinking patterns, and behaviors practiced by a society and transmitted from one generation to another through time comprises culture. So it is clearly culture and identity are inextricably linked as both influences each other on a different levels.
Values and traits. First is hospitality. Hospitality is a defining trait of Filipinos culture characterized by its people's generosity and heartfelt welcome. So the Filipinos is a friendly and generous people to entertain our guests, visitors, just like ang mga foreigners na magbakasyon dito sa Pilipinas, or even a stranger. We treat them just like our own brothers and sisters and offering some food. So that's the reasons nga ang iba na magbakasyon diri sa Pilipinas is mobalik jud sila aside sa atong mga lindot nga tourist spot. Second is respect for elders, a Filipino trait of being courteous both in words and actions to people or older people. So, aside sa pagka-friendly and generous, we also respect our elders, both words and actions. Halimbawa, ang pagmamano at ang paggamit ng salita na po at upo. Third is bayanihan. Literally means being a bayan and is thus used to refer to a spirit of commonweal unity and cooperation. Bayanihan is a spirit of commonweal unity and cooperation of Filipinos. It is also about giving without expecting something in return. Filipinos are usually tend to share and help their friends and loved ones who are needed. May not always be in monetary form, but the time and effort they give also count as a form of help for them. This trait is particularly manifested in how the Filipinos rally themselves to send help to those who needs. Next is close family ties. Filipino are keen on keeping intact familial relationship even the children are already emancipated. Also, a relationship with your parents, your grandparents, siblings, your titas and titos, and cousins. So kitang mga Filipino, paningkamuto nato na mapanatiling buo ang relasyon sa atong pamilya. Bisan pag magminyo na ka na nakay sariling pamilya, paningkamutan siya po nato na good ang atong relationship sa atong pamilya. Next is self-sacrifice. Filipinos go out of their way to extend help to their friends and family and loved ones. They wish comfort and better lives for their loved ones and would even go to the rest of working abroad hundreds of miles away to earn more income and save for them. Just like the OFW, nagsakripisyo silang manirbaho sa layo para makaprovide sa family. And also our parents, they sacrifice a lot just to give us a brighter future. Next is bahala na attitude. The phrase is said to have originated from Bathala na, when Bathala means God, and the phrase meaning leaving everything into God's hands. Like for example, you facing a difficult decision tapos dili ka sigurado sa resulta sa imong gipili. Makaana na lang ka na bahala na, murag i-accept na nimo daan kung unsa may resulta sa imong gipili. Nagtiwala na lang ka kay God kung unsa may mahitabo. Next is manya na habit. This is the Filipino term for procrastination. It was derived from the longer Filipino phrase called mamayana, which means daunting, in which could have been done at an earlier time. It is a poor habit of laziness that result in heavier workloads. Like for example, naigipahimo si teacher nga activities, tapos dugay-dugay pa ang deadline. Instead na maghimo ka daan og sayo, moana ka na, mamaya na or unya ko na nabuhaton, dugay pa bitaw ang deadline. So this delay repeated over time, it becomes the manya na habit resulting in rush work and increased stress closer to the deadline. Next is colonial mentality. Favor the foreign product than choosing a local product. There are some Filipinos patronize imported product more than their local products. So kasagaran sa mga Filipino consumer, mas piliu nilang mupalit sa branded o imported na mga product bisan na ay available or kapareho na made of local na mas lower price and potentially better quality. This preference for the foreign product despite the local options exemplifies colonial mentality. Next is grab mentality. This is considered as a toxic among Filipinos. One resent the achievements of other people instead of feeling happy for the person. They ruin each other's reputation rather than bringing them up, resulting to no progress. Like for example, naiduha ka mag-best friend si Ana ug Bia. Sabay silang nag-apply sa ilang dream na university. Tapos si Ana ray nadawat. So instead na ma-happy si Bia kay Ana, nag-spread siya og fake rumors nga nag-cheat daw si Ana maong nadawat siya. Ang panirang ni Bia, cost of sama ng loob kay Ana para kay siya ramay ang nadawat. So this reflect as a classic case of grab mentality. Last is Filipino time. Filipinos have this common attitude of arriving late commitments. For example, one of your friends invites you a dinner at 7 p.m. You arrive at 7:45 and your friend isn't surprised or upset kaya nag-expect na sila na malate ka. So this is one of the example of Filipino time.
This is how to promote a sense of nationalism. First, we have be an active Filipino. This involves a different aspects of participating in a Philippine life. Kabilang dito ang makilahok sa pag-unlad ng bansa at pagkakaisa. Kabilang rito ang iyong pagboto bilang isang mamayang Pilipino. Pangalawa, study the Philippine history. Bilang isang mamayang Pilipino, dapat ay alam mo ano ang istorya ng ating bansa. Dahil ito ay isang pagpapakita ng suporta sa ating nasyonalidad. Katlo, support local products. Ito ay tangkilikin natin ang ating sariling mga produkto. Tayo ay sumuporta sa ating mga manggagawa na mamayang Pilipino. Next is speak the Filipino language. Upang suportahan natin ang ating nasyonalismo, dapat ay tayo ay gumamit ng ating sariling wika sa pakikipag-usap. Nararapat na ipagmalaki natin ang ating sariling wika. And the last but not the least is do not spread fake news and be democratic in engaging with dissent. So yun lamang po.